Good morning, class. So now let's start a second chapter of Standard 7th Mathematics, Fraction and Rational Numbers. In this chapter, we would be learning the various mathematical operations on rational number like addition and subtraction, reciprocal of a fraction, word problems, various mathematical operations on rational numbers, division of decimals, conversion of units, etc. So now let's start this chapter. See, the name of the chapter is Fractions and Rational Numbers. First, we should understand what are rational numbers. I have already discussed this in chapter 1. Let's revise it. So, what is a rational number? A rational number is such a number that can be expressed in the form of P upon Q. That is, any such number which can be written in such format of A upon B, like numerator upon denominator, or simply say fractional form. These are known as what? Rational form. Now if we see to the definition, so it goes like this: a rational number is a number that can be expressed in the form of P upon Q. Now what is this P upon Q? P upon Q is basically a standard format. P upon Q is basically a standard format. Standard format means instead of writing examples of various numbers like 2 upon 3, 6 upon 2, 1 upon 2, etc., etc., in a standard form we say what? P upon Q, where P upon Q can be any such number. So these were rational number. Now, what are fractional numbers or simply fractions? Fractional numbers are those numbers which are used to represent part of a whole. Once again, I am repeating the definition. Fractional number are those numbers which are used to represent part of a whole. Now, what does this whole mean? See, let's see it by an example. Like this is a piece of pie. This is a whole pie, means one full pie. Now, if I divide this pie into two equal parts, as we can see in this figure number 2. So each part will be what? Half, half, because I have divided this whole part into two equal parts. Similarly, if I divide this whole pie first into two equal parts and then I divide the same pie into four equal parts like this. So each part will have what value? 1 by 4th. Why 1 by 4? Because there are total number of parts. How many? 4 parts. I have divided each part. The whole pie, it has been divided into 4 parts. So each slot or each part will have what value? 1 upon 4. So these are only known as what? Fractional numbers. That means one whole part can be divided either in two equal parts or in four equal parts. What is the definition? Fractional numbers are those numbers which are used to represent part of a whole. Part of a whole means this was a whole part. Now I am representing a part of it. Two parts, four parts. These are only known as what? Fractional number. It is also written in the form of numerator upon denominator. We can say standard form A upon B, where A represents the numerator and B represents the numerator. Now, we must have often heard like saying fractional numbers such as 3 by 4, 2 by 4, 8 by 4, etc. What does it basically means? See, in a fractional number which is written in the form of numerator upon denominator, this numerator and denominator has a very significant value. Basically, your denominator, it tells you the number of equal parts in which something is divided, and numerator, it tells you how many of these equal parts are being considered. Once again, denominator tells you the number of equal parts into which something is divided, and numerator tells you what? How many of these equal parts are being considered. Like, see, this is a pie. It's written what? 3 upon 4. In the denominator it is written 4. In the numerator it is written 3. Now what I just told, denominator represents what? Denominator tells you the number of equal parts in which something is divided. This whole pie, it is equally divided into how many parts? 4 parts. That's why 4 is written in denominator, which is representing in which something is divided. Now it is written only 3 upon 4. Why? See, if you are able to see or recognize, I have shaded only these three parts, 1, 2 and 3. That means only three parts are being considered. That's why 3 is written in numerator. What does numerator tell? It tells us how many of these equal parts are being considered. So out of the total number of parts, which are 4, since only 3 parts are being considered, that is why we will write this fraction as 3 upon 4. So let's try to tell their fraction. Like this will be known as what? This is a whole part, simply 1. Now if I am dividing this whole part into 2 parts, so what will be its fraction? Answer me. Yes, it will be 1 upon 2. Why 1 upon 2? See, the denominator will go into 2. 1 upon 2. 2 is representing the total number of equal parts, and 1 is representing the part which is being considered. Since only one portion is shaded, that means only this part is considered. That's why 1 upon 2. Now tell me the answer of this one. It is divided into how many parts? 1, 2, 3, 4. That means total number of parts are what? 4. So in denominator it will go what? 4. And how many parts are shaded? Just one part. That means how many part is considered? Just one part. So what will be the fraction? 1 upon 4. Now answer me about this particular pi. Total number of parts, tell me fast. Yes, 4 parts. How many parts are shaded? 3 parts. So what will be the fraction? 3 upon 4. Very good. Let's take one last example. If suppose there are any total number of children given 5. Total number of children in a class of 5. Now out of these total number of students, that means out of 5, if 3 are girls, so what will be the fraction of girls? Try solving it. Give me the answer fast. Out of the total number of children, that is 5, if 3 are girls, so what will be the fraction of girls? Answer will be 3 upon 5. Very simple. Why? See, what were the total number of children? 5. Denominator represents what? Total number of anything. So total was 5. Now out of 5, 3 are girls. That means out of 5, how many parts we are considering? Just 3 parts. That means 3 girls. So 3 upon 5. Similarly, if out of the total number of students, 2 are boys, so what will be the fraction of boys? Hurry up. Yes, it will be 2 upon 5. Now fraction, it is basically of 3 types: proper fraction, improper fraction and mixed fraction. Now what is the difference between these 3? See, proper fraction are those fraction in which numerator is less than or smaller than denominator. That means value of numerator is less than denominator. Example, 1 upon 3, 3 upon 4, 2 upon 7. Numerator less than denominator. In each of these examples, we can see that the value of denominator 3, 4 or 7 is greater than the numerator. 3 is greater than 1, 4 is greater than 3, 7 is greater than 2. These are known as what? Proper fraction. What are improper fraction? Those fraction where numerator are either greater or equal to denominator are known as improper fraction. For example, 8 upon 6. Numerator is greater than denominator, 8 upon 6. 22 upon 8, numerator is greater and can be equal also. 9 upon 9, numerator is equal to denominator. These are known as what? Improper fraction. The last one is what? Mixed fraction. Combination of whole number and a fraction. Such types of fraction you must have seen: 1 1 by 2, 3 1 by 2. These are known as mixed fraction. Why mixed fraction? Because it is a combination of a whole number as well as a fraction. Like if I am writing 3 1 by 2, 3 1 upon 2. So this 3, it is representing what? A whole number, and 1 by 2, it is representing what? Fraction. So these are the 3 types of fraction. Mixed fraction can also be written as improper fraction. Mixed fraction can be written as improper fraction. How? See, 3 1 by 2 is equal to 7 by 2. I hope you must have learned this in earlier classes. Once again I am revising. If any number is written like this, 3 1 upon 2. So how this came? Multiply the whole number by the denominator. So 3 into 2 is what? 6. Then add it by numerator. 6 plus 1 is what? 7. 7 upon 2. 3 into 2, 6 plus 1 equal to 7 upon 2. So this was all about rational number and fractional number. And remember one thing, every fraction is a rational number. Once again I am repeating, every fraction is a rational number because every fraction can be written in the form of p upon q. This p upon q, or say p upon q, or say a upon b, these are basically displaying what? That anything is written in the form of numerator and denominator. So we can say that every fraction is a rational number because every fraction can also be written in the form of what? P upon q. Now directly come to the exercise. Exercise 2.1, multiple choice question. The first question, 3 whole number 1 upon 4 minus 2 whole number 1 upon 6. What will be the answer? Before solving such type of question, this is what type of fraction? I just told you, answer me. Yes, these are mixed fraction. Now for solving such mixed fraction, first you need to convert it into a normal fraction, that is improper fraction, in the form of a upon b. So how to convert it? I just told you. 3 1 by 4. What will be the fractional form? 4 into 3 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. That means what? 13 upon 4. 2 1 by 6. 6 into 2, 12 plus 1 numerator. That is what? 13. So 13 upon 6. Between both these number, which mathematical operator is present? Subtraction. Make the sign of subtraction. Now you need to solve it. Now before solving, we know denominators are not having same value. So how to make it equal? Simply take the LCM. Now what will be the LCM 4 and 6? 12. Now try solving it. So if we solve it theoretically, how it will go? First convert the whole number into fractional form. See, have a habit of solving also in a proper way. First pick the first whole number, write it in fraction form. I just told you how. It will be what? 13 upon 4. Pick up the second whole number, 2 1 by 6, write it in fraction form. What will be its fractional form? 13 upon 6. Now in between there was mathematical operator of subtraction, so 13 upon 4 minus 13 upon 6. Since the denominator was not having the same value, so we will take what? LCM. The LCM will be what? 12. Now try solving it. I would not say try, you have to solve it, because you are not in such earlier classes that I need to tell you how to take denominator. Okay, so when you will solve it, answer will come what? 13 upon 12. But this should not be the proper answer. Reason, since the question was in the form of mixed fraction, so write this 13 upon 12 also in mixed fraction. Now how you will write this 13 upon 12 into mixed fraction? See, it will go simply like this. Simply divide 13 upon 12. So 12, 13. 12 into 1 is what? 12. Quotient is 1. Remainder is 1. And dividend is 12. So it will go like what? 1 whole number 1 upon 12. Write it like this. 1 whole number 1 upon 12. That means your option number A. This will be your answer. Similarly, solve the second one. Now let's come to question number 2. Solve the following. See, there is a benefit. What is the benefit in this series of question? That denominators are same. Okay, so you need not to make the denominators same. Simply solve it. It's a very easy question. Let's pick up question number 2. 2 upon 111 plus 6 upon 111. Now since the LCM are same, since the denominator are same, so simply just add 6 plus 2, that is what? 8 upon 111. This will be your answer. If you want, you can either write it in mixed fraction, or you can simply leave it like this only. See, what is the format of the particular question? Your answer should go in such way only. In the first question, it was in the form of mixed fraction, so we wrote our answer in the form of mixed fraction only. Here it is simply given in fractional form, so write it in fractional form. Now move to question number 3, that is solve the following. Okay, This is also simply mathematical operator, that is addition or subtraction. Let's pick question number 6. 5 plus 3 upon 5 minus 7 upon 10. See, now this question is also similar to this question. The only difference is this was in mixed form. It is simply in fractional form. Now you need to take LCM. Okay, so take the LCM of 1, 5 and 10. What will be the LCM? The LCM will be 10. So how it will go like? It will go something like this. Since the LCM is 10, 1 into 10, so 10 into 5 is what? 50. 5 into 2 is 10, so 2 into 3 is 6. Then 10, 1 into 7, 7. 50 plus 6 minus 7. 56 minus 7, that is what? 49 upon 10. So with this exercise 2.1 we come to an end. If in case you are having any problem, feel free to contact. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay healthy.